TheReccher, and for a while I've been thinking about doing a video on the current state of the Kingdom Hearts series. Not on Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom fucking Hearts. Well, let me sum up my feeling on Kingdom Hearts by saying the way I think of Kingdom Hearts is it's essentially a metaphor for growing up. The first one was simple, straightforward, and magical. Like my childhood. There was not a care in the world. And then the sequels come and the simplicity and beauty of my life grows into a complicated fucking mess. Whenever I play a Kingdom Hearts game past the first one and I feel this pain in the pit of my fucking stomach like I'm doing my taxes, I go back to the first Kingdom Hearts where life was simple and beautiful. It's a bit of a strained analogy, but you get my point. I mean, it's strange. As much as I miss Kingdom Hearts back in the day when it was simple and straightforward, I do get a sort of sick pleasure out of trying to find coherency in the clusterfucky mess that is the current Kingdom Hearts plotline. So I guess it is a lot like growing up. First of all, let me comment on the plot, the story, the current state of the Kingdom Hearts story. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out, well, on the days I have nothing to do, believe it or not, I have a life. On the days I have nothing to do, I sort of rack my brain trying to figure out, first and foremost, whether this whole Organization 13 being able to grow a heart thing is a retcon. And after, hours of formal calculations and differential equations, see that? Yeah. I have come to the simple conclusion that no, it is not a retcon. Let me try to explain. First of all, let me start off by explaining exactly what a retcon is. A retcon is essentially, at one point in the story, certain facts, certain irrefutable things are cemented. And then later on the story says, fuck it, it's not as irrefutable as you think. These are the new facts. It's almost like if reality, God came from the heavens and said, no, as it turns out, 2 + 2 is really 5. Sorry, psh, my bad. But that's not what the Dream Drop Distance plot twist was regarding members of Organization 13 being able to grow their hearts. Think about it. This shit has been hinted back to. Let's not even consider the fact that in Kingdom Hearts 2, guys like Axel displayed emotions. This shit was hinted way back in the first Kingdom Hearts game. Recall the plotline, the subplot, where Riku wanted to study Pinocchio because he wanted to figure out the whole science of a vessel growing their own heart. Pinocchio was just wood, but after a while, he displayed enough complex emotions and was able to grow his own heart. In Kingdom Hearts 2, Yensid stated that a nobody, at the time of their birth, have no hearts. Nobodies are the result of a human body losing its heart. It's an empty vessel at the time of its birth. But when has it ever been established in the Kingdom Hearts mythology that after a while they can't grow their own hearts? It is established information that in general, an empty vessel, a sentient vessel, can eventually grow their own hearts if they display enough complex emotions and under the right circumstances. That is established. But the permanent state of nobody's not having a heart hasn't been established. I just want to get that through. So no, it's not a retcon, and in the beginning it did sort of bother me a little bit. And I thought it was just a really random twist, but the more I think about it, the more I look at it, no. The story built up to it well enough. I kind of like it. It's pretty interesting. I could accept it. I kind of like the whole twist on only the strong-willed nobodies eventually growing back their own heart. But I can't wrap my head around. What I cannot wrap my head around, however, is the idea that is the whole idea of time travel. I mean, people justify the whole Xehanort going back going through time shtick with the whole that weird subplot in Kingdom Hearts 2 when Sora, Donald, and Goofy go to that really vintage Disney world when Merlin created that door, and the whole subplot with the Orb of Light and Pete and Maleficent. That doesn't justify it because that was a minor subplot. This, however, affects the whole overarching storyline, and it is beyond contrived. It is just way too much complicated, contrived bullshit that just came out of nowhere. It's like, hey, suddenly you could time travel. It's just random, no rhyme, no reason. It's just complete bullshit. I mean, and I don't want to hear about the whole secret boss in Birth by Sleep justifying it either. It's stupid, it's random, it's arbitrary, and it's really fucking contrived. I don't like it. Fixed up my hair. Is that good? That was getting in my eyes. Italians have really luscious, nice hair, don't we? Yeah, okay. That was pointless. Now let me explain to you just what a retcon is. I will explain to you. You want to know what a retcon is? The whole subplot. Actually, no. The whole explanation for the point of Organization 13 of Xehanort wanting to create 13 clones. My friends, that is a fucking retcon. We see in Kingdom Hearts 2, the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 2 was focused on Organization 13 creating the nothing realm Kingdom Hearts, the nobody of humans, the Kingdom Hearts of humans, to try to reequate with their emotions, to try to get in touch with emotions, because they forget emotions. That was the point. That was the whole purpose. We see scenes where Xemnas is talking to Kingdom Hearts. And now, all of a sudden, that whole thing was fake? That meant nothing? Why was Xemnas talking to himself in the world that never was, in front of Kingdom Hearts? I remember the dialogue. It was something like... shine your pale light on this empty realm. Why? Why would he talk that dramatically? Why would he talk to himself as if that was his purpose, to create Kingdom Hearts in the world that never was? Why? If the only purpose of Organization 13 was to create 13 darknesses, 13 Xehanort clones. It's stupid. It's contrived, and my friends, that is a retcon. Not to mention, it does sort of destroy Xemnas' depth as a character. It really does. I mean, I'm not going to go too in-depth into that, but there's just something about his character that comes off as so much more shallow now. I mean, he wanted to create 13 siblings. One thing I cannot reconcile with, however, is the notion that Kairi is going to be a guardian of the cosmos. What? What? What pin-headed douche nozzle in the group of writers said, hey, we need a seventh guardian of the cosmos. Let's choose the girl who gets her ass kidnapped every game and can't protect her own ass. The girl who can't protect her own ass is going to be guardian. Is going to be a guardian. Okay, enough of that. I gave my opinion on the state of the Kingdom Hearts plotline. Now I want to give opinions on the Disney worlds that should show up eventually. The Disney worlds and the Final Fantasy cameos. But let's start with the Disney worlds because that's obviously a little bit more important. I have one word for you, Disney. or Square, whoever the fuck monitors what Disney World's going to this game. Pixar. See Buzz Lightyear shooting lightning and a Roga from his weapon. Or maybe unleash his wings and that cast arrow or something like that. Who knows? I just want Pixar. I want an epic anime-style brouhaha on the house from Up. Because let's face it, when it comes to hand-drawn animated features, we're running out of ideas. And I know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to focus a lot on the princesses. But for the sake of avoiding repetition, because we've already been to Snow White's world, we've already been to the worlds of the princesses, this needs Pixar. Sora with Mr. Incredible. I don't know if you're going to be able to get Craig T. Nelson back, but that'd be a good idea. Fucking Sora with Buzz goddamn Lightyear. Donald Duck with fighting Sid. Who the fuck knows? But I want Pixar, and I want a lot of it. Wall-E is a good idea, but it has to be handled well. Monsters, Inc. will work well because of the whole doors thing, and we know how the thing with the doors in the Monsters Factory fits in very well with the Kingdom Hearts metaphysics, the whole doors thing. You don't understand. It's a motif. It works very well in Kingdom Hearts. But in terms of non-animated, would it be too much to ask for a great mouse detective? That was an underrated movie. I think that would work well. A nice big epic brouhaha on the clock tower at the end. I can't remember the characters' names, but I watched that movie when I was a kid, and I remember enjoying it immensely. Let's think here. We got what other Disney Worlds are there? In terms of Disney Worlds that are already done that I want to see come back, as much as I adore James Woods in this, especially in this series, I don't want to see the Olympus Coliseum come back. No more of that. Unless they do something really fresh, unless it's not a tournament, and unless they could come up with a better subplot than Hades manipulating one of the Final Fantasy characters. I mean, that's been the same subplot in every game. In the first one, it was Cloud. In the second one, it was Auron. And then in Birth by Sleep, it was Zack. It's getting really tired. I do definitely want to see Beauty and the Beast world come back. And I want to see Gaston. I like that guy. He was an arrogant prick, but I really liked him. I think he would fit well in this series. And as for worlds, I definitely don't want to see. I definitely don't want to see another Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sorry, I felt like I was on a fucking acid trip when I was in that world, for obvious reasons in terms of inconsistencies in the cartoony style. I don't want another Little Mermaid world, please. I feel like, you know, here, my balls go here. I don't need those anymore when I go into that world. I could feel it receding. It's like, I don't want, no, please, no more Little Mermaid. Or if you're going to include it, make it optional. Another world I definitely don't want to see is Lion King, because God fucking knows Kingdom Hearts cannot do that world right. In terms of Final Fantasy cameos, I wouldn't mind if a lot of the FF9 roster made their way in, because when you look at FF9, their style really fits in well with the Disney motif. How about an epic, like optional boss for Kuja? I mean, you see a scene where Sora, Donald, and Goofy are like in a mountain chain in a big area, and you see the Kuja's white dragon rise over the mountain chain. That would be epic. Don't tell me that wouldn't be epic. Or maybe as a side boss, Kefka from FF6. But I definitely want to see more FF9. I think Garnet would be great. Steiner. I have a great role for Steiner. Steiner should be the royal knight for King Mickey. Think about it. Him and Donald could get into like hilariously asinine arguments on who's more royal to the king. I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks that would be kind of funny. Less FF7, no more Cloud and Sephiroth, please. For fuck's sakes, no more. You can go outside your comfort zone and include characters that you didn't design. I know FF7's popular, but my god, it's getting tired. Anyways, now that that bullshit's out of the way, I want to talk about the piece de resistance, and that is Kingdom Hearts 1.5. All I can say is, alle fucking Luya to the great deal, to the great God upstairs. You know, you take a long time to do things sometimes, but you finally came down from the heavens and you smacked that zipper fetish pinhead right in the back of the head and knocked some common sense into him. Thank you. Thank you, for the love of God. I mean, what did he say? For the 10th anniversary, we get Dream Drop Distance? It's a good game, actually a very good game, but it's not that good to justify it as a 10th anniversary release to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. Forget about it. My God, no fucking way, man. This is great. This is what I've been waiting for. HD PS3 release, remastered Kingdom Hearts 1. Final mix too. Oh, thank you. But, as you know, great things cannot go unridiculed by the miserable masses on the internet. I'm talking to a lot of miserable fucksticks, especially those idiots on GameFAQ.com, that are throwing around the word corporate greed fruitlessly. Corporate greed? Why? Because they're not releasing remakes, HD remakes of Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 2? Do you know what corporate greed is? Corporate greed is, for example, when Capcom charged people full price for 80% of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Street Fighter X Tekken, and then said, La Fangu, you gotta pay for the other 20% as DLC. That's corporate greed. This is not corporate greed. This is a matter, the fact that they're not releasing Birth by Sleep and KH2 remakes on this is not a matter of corporate greed. It's a matter of logic and common sense. For one thing, why on earth would you want to remake Birth by Sleep? It's barely 2 years old. It's still a baby. I mean, I have it right there. I'll give it to you. Play it. Come on. Fuck, it doesn't need a remake. And and frankly, 358 over 2 days getting incorporated into this purely as cutscenes makes a lot of sense, because that game was ass. Let's not kid ourselves. That game was ass. But it is important to the story. It's very important to the story. The point of this bundle pack, the reason why it's called Kingdom Hearts 1.5, is because it chronicles the first chapter of Kingdom Hearts. That is between the time when Sora left the islands to when he became a Heartless and Roxas was born. Don't try to correct me. I know this story technically started when Birth by Sleep came out. Shut up. We're talking about the story between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 358 over 2 days. That is the first chapter of the Kingdom Hearts trilogy, the Kingdom Hearts saga, and that's why it's called Kingdom Hearts 1.5. That's why they're only releasing one Chain of Memories and 358 over 2 days. That's why. I guarantee you it is almost a 10 out of 10 chance that they're going to release Kingdom Hearts 2.5 years from now, and you're going to get your HD remake of Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance and all the other fucking side games I could give less of a shit about. Don't worry. This isn't corporate greed. Corporate greed. You know, some people just like opening their mouths before they know what they're. And I'm going to reiterate, 358 over 2 days was ass gameplay-wise, because the panel system was bullshit, magic was overpowered, the missions were repetitive, but it does have the best script. It has pretty sophisticated writing, and it is plot essential on terms of what they're going for this. Again, this is Kingdom Hearts, the story between Sora leaving his island and Roxas' birth for the organization. It's called Kingdom Hearts 1.5 for a reason. When we're in our 40s, well, it'll be most of us, when we're in our 40s and Birth by Sleep is old, they'll remake all that shit for Kingdom Hearts 2.5. But until then, enjoy a good thing and shut the fuck up. Perché sono le persone così stupide? Perché? Perché? What causes dumbness? I don't understand. What causes it? Okay. There's been this rumor going around on the internet. Not even just on the internet. I have a lot of retard friends and cousins that believe this shit. There's been this rumor going around that apparently it's a fact that Kingdom Hearts 1.5, the HD remake of Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, and the movie form of 358 over 2 days will not be localized and will not be coming to a North American audience. Why are you dumb? Why? You know, smart's a good thing. What you have to understand is that the localization process requires a lot of effort and a lot of intricacies and a lot of subtleties. You have to find somebody who's not only fluent in both languages' syntax, but understands the cultural differences, how certain sentences have to be structured in a way that sounds believable and fluent to the ears of North Americans, and there's a difference in that regard between North Americans and Japanese. So, you know, there's a lot of intricacies and subtleties that have to be considered, and a lot of effort, a lot of programming effort, and blah, blah, blah. And maybe taxes and shit. I didn't do too much deep research, but as a businessman, look at it. Look at the difference between vanilla Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, and ask yourself, do you see enough profit to justify the localization effort? I mean, really, there's not much of a difference. And if you look at the release dates, it was barely even a year after the original Kingdom Hearts, so there's not much of a chance of it making that much money. So think about it for a minute. Do you see it making enough profit to justify the localization effort? I don't. But now I hear people saying, you know, Final Mix is going to be in this. That means it's forbidden automatically. No. No businessman would arbitrarily forbid a product to being localized to a country that would obviously make them a lot of profit. In the time of its creation, it probably wasn't considered financially feasible at the time. You know, as time passed and they worked on Recoded, Chain of Memories, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, it fell by the wayside. They just forgot about it. They probably, in the back of their minds, waited for the perfect opportunity to release these, and 10 years later, the story is different. Voila fucking la, we got Kingdom Hearts 1.5 in HD remake. Now's the perfect opportunity. You know, so it's a stupid reason, it's a stupid frame of thought thinking that Final Mix is automatically forbidden to North American audiences. It makes no sense from a common sense perspective, from a business perspective. You just do a little bit of research. And the second reason, the second justification that I see, oh God, I hate this. This just proves the stupidity of people, my God, is that stupid fucking Gematsu, whatever the hell it's called, magazine said. It said, and I quote, actually I'm not quoting, I'm really paraphrasing, that the announcement is for Japan only. And people read that as, it's for Japan only. People, there's a very subtle difference there. Subtle but significant. What was I saying? Yeah. The announcement is for Japan only. Believe me when I say this, there has rarely ever been a case in the history of fucking time where the North American localization and release was announced right at the time of the Japanese release for any Japanese RPG. Rarely. If there is a case, I've never fucking heard of it. You understand me? Because you people are literally freaking out over something that is commonplace and has happened a million times over. Obviously, they're going to announce it for Japan first. I hate what that magazine done, man. Jesus freaking Christ. And people just misinterpreted it, and then the fucking rumor spread. It's not evidence. It's not evidence. Calm down. It's not saying it's not coming to North America. Crying out loud. Okay, so yeah, those are the two major reasons that people justify the notion that this isn't coming to North America. Believe me, I'm Canadian. You know, I know, I would freak out if it didn't come here. Well, not really, because PSN is not region exclusive. I would find a way to get it anyways, but still, it's just a stupid frame of thought. There's no evidence, none, for this not getting localized, but there's a ton of evidence that it is. I have to put my glasses on, my eyes are starting to hurt. Anyways, here is the main core evidence that points to this game getting localized. Evidence 1. The message at the end of Dream Drop Distance clearly said that the past will be revived in breathtaking detail, and it all relates to a magic number. Obviously, that magic number is 1.5. Why? And all the time it probably takes to translate that sentence to English. Would somebody not say, oh shit, we better not leave this in so we don't tease North American audiences if they're not going to localize this? I doubt that they would be that lazy and trollish, even though it's square. Evidence 2 is that Nomura in his interview stated that he wants the current generation of Kingdom Hearts players to keep up with the Kingdom Hearts storyline. You know, when you try to tell a big convoluted complex story spanning 10 years and you multi-platform that series, you gotta at one point say, my bad, I'm being a dick. I better remake it for one console. And that's what he's doing here with 1.5. And evidence 3, probably the most simple evidence of all, this series makes profit. Pure and simple. This is a series that little kids enjoy because of the Disney aspect. This is a series that young adults in their late teens and 20s enjoy. This is a series that guys in their 40s, middle-aged men enjoy. My prof goes crazy over this series. I mean, it makes profit. There's absolutely no reason they're not going to localize it because this series is extremely popular in North America. Even in Canada. I'm not American, I'm Canadian. Don't make that mistake. And the fourth evidence, if you can even say that, is not so much evidence. It's just that there's not been one single Kingdom Hearts game that hasn't been localized, with the exception of the final mixes. But I've given you reason for that. That obviously no longer applies. So why would this arbitrarily not get localized? There's no reason. There's no business reason. There's no common sense reason. There's no reason. I mean, I've stated my evidence, but, you know, I see absolutely little to no evidence to further this stupid rumor that this isn't going to get localized. So, you know what? You could listen to rumors. You could listen to your own baseless pessimism. You could, you know, wallow in ignorance, not to sound like an elitist. But the best thing to do is probably to listen to common sense, listen to evidence, listen to research, for they shall lead you to the light. No Kingdom Hearts joke intended. Well, I am TheReccher. Over and out.